Greetings, Alexey here, the developer for OpenApocalypse. Big update today, so let's get started. First of all, small bug fix. Before, vehicles wouldn't show their paths if they were off screen, so this wouldn't display unless you can see the icon. But now all the icons are, all the paths are always displayed, even if the vehicle is off screen. With that out of the way, first big improvement is there is now this more options button, and what this button does is show you the OpenApoc features option list. So when we developed OpenApoc, the goal was always to develop a vanilla experience, like as vanilla as possible, so that it will be perfect vanilla experience sans all the bugs. But naturally, when developing, several features just came to mind or just seemed reasonable. And so I've implemented a lot of features which were not in the original, but here you can now disable them. And if you uncheck every checkbox here, you will have a perfectly vanilla experience. While if you want, you can check them and have some improvements or just several modifications which just make sense. Like, for example, if you don't like that you can use the item presets, you can disable them because you can accidentally use them like this. Like you accidentally press 1 and then it's applied. Maybe you don't want that, so you can disable it by going here, and there is this enable agent equipment templates, and now they don't do anything. Same thing, you can unclip, remove the clips by control clicking the weapon, but if you don't want it, you can disable it. And many more options, let me just demonstrate some of them. For example, let's take a mind thing. Yeah, why not? Why do we need it anyways? For example, in vanilla, the explosions, they deal damage after they play the animation, like here. When it explodes, it will first animate all the way to the back, and only after it animates it will deal damage. But if you want to make more sense, you can check this, and then the explosion will deal damage immediately. Immediately when the fire reaches the agent, it will be damaged. You can hear the sound. So the damage is applied immediately when the explosion reaches the agent. Same thing, for example, what is here? Yes, ammunition explodes when blown up, so if a weapon is destroyed by explosion, so let's reveal the map and let's blow this up. Like this, bullets fly all over the place. This is what would happen if you normally detonate a weapon. It would some of the payload would go live, so this feature is in. And all sorts of stuff, like additional icons, don't like them, turn them off. Allowing force fire parallel to the ground, like in the original XCOM Apocalypse, this wasn't possible. You couldn't fire. Oh, okay. You couldn't fire the shot which would fly parallel to the ground. You could only fire at the ground like this. Come on, like this. You could only do that. If you don't want this option to fire parallel to the ground, remove this, and so on. So a lot of options here. Those marked with N are not yet implemented, and those marked with M make sense as mods more than options, and when we have mods they will be removed from this list and will work as standalone mods, but for now they are here as an option to try them out. So basically this will allow you to play perfect vanilla experience if you want, or enable certain options if you want to have an experience which you is more I don't know, makes more sense or just feels more enhanced. Anyways, let's go back. What's this? Okay, it's a bug, I'll fix it. I thought I figured it out, but I did not. Anyways, next thing, big update is basically all the framework, all the underlying work for purchasing items and hiring people is done. So even though there is no screen implemented yet, but the transfer, the purchase and the hire, everything is already basically ready to work once we just implement the interface for it. I will now, and also the transfer of goods and passengers is also implemented. I will now demonstrate by using the hotkey P. It's a debug hotkey which will hire some units for us and spawn some purchased cargo and vehicles. So as you can see, agents have spawned, which we have hired. We have hired one soldier and one scientist. We can send the soldier manually to our home, but the scientist will wait for taxi, as he did in vanilla. So we can let them both wait for taxi, or we can order the soldier directly. And we also spawned some of the loot cargo. This circle means that the cargo is here waiting to arrive to our base. So this is what we purchased from Marsec, and as per vanilla it spawns at the Marsec building. And then this building will order a transport to, like here is the Phoenix, the Hawk we bought. As per vanilla it will now move to our base. But basically we purchased some items, and in vanilla items would spawn at one of the buildings of the company, and one second. So basically in vanilla items spawned in one of the buildings of the company, and the transport would appear. It would come, pick up the cargo, drop it at your base, and then that's it. The transport never arrived at the building, it never left your base, so it looked kinda, kinda fake. You could attack the building, and the transports which usually come out when you attack the building, you would see there was no transport there, so you know there was no transport, it just appeared when you needed it, and it vanishes when you don't longer need it. So it looks fake, like it's obvious that it's just for show, and so I implemented it properly. So now when there is a need to transport goods, the company will basically contact a company which provides transportation. In the default game this is Transtellar, and order a transport. So in this case this building which has goods we purchased will order a transport, and so you can see this transport will come from one of the buildings of Transtellar, come and arrive at the building. It will pick up the loot, the purchase, and it will bring the purchase back to the base, and then it will return. Same thing for the taxi. So here is the taxi. This taxi was ordered by the scientist we hired, and this taxi will come and carry the scientists. Like the soldier we mainly ordered is already going to base, but the scientist is awaiting for the taxi to bring him to the base. And basically I think this is a way better implementation, because it just makes sense. Like you see the transport coming in, let's speed it up. The transport is coming in, the transport is picking up cargo, and the transport will now bring this cargo. You see the circle is gone, that means that the cargo is no longer there, and the cargo will now be deposited to our base, and the transport will now return. That's the cargo, that's the Marsec boot unit we ordered. Transport will now return back to its building. And same thing with the taxi. So let's order another one and demonstrate. Let's order another. You can see there's another circle here. So we ordered another purchase, and another transport is coming in to pick up the purchase. And the taxi has arrived, picked up all the units we hired, and it will now deliver 3 people, since we ordered one of them to arrive directly, and we hired 2 people twice. That's 3 left after one has arrived directly. So that's the 3 people who arrived. And now we will see the transport carrying the cargo. So that's the way it's working by default in OpenApocalypse. If you want to have, like, let's show, here is the equipment we bought for the vehicles, 2 Lancers, and also here are the two extra body units. So this is the way it should work in OpenApoc by default, but if you want vanilla behavior, options will help you. Just uncheck call existing transport. It's cut out, doesn't fit. Call existing transport instead of summoning a new one. You uncheck this, let's spawn some more cargo. As you can see, it spawned here. And now the building will just spawn the transport when it's required, and this transport will move the cargo to our base. Same with the people. Here are the people in the taxi. Move the cargo to our base and the cargo will vanish. I mean, the transport will vanish after the cargo arrives. So if you want, that's the vanilla way. So basically, one more thing is, for example, soldiers can now also call taxis. So if you use Ctrl-click, the soldier will wait for taxi instead of going there directly. In vanilla, the soldiers would move by the tube, but the scientists and engineers, if you made them transfer bases, they would move by the taxi. But now in OpenApocalypse you can choose yourself. So now we have ordered a lot of soldiers to go there, and now the taxis will start to appear and pick them up. Here's one taxi, but one won't be enough, I think. Yeah, it only picked up 4 soldiers, so there should be more taxis coming in. Let's see. Yeah, here is the fleet of taxi which is coming in to pick up our soldiers, and so our lazy bastards can... One second. Our lazy bastards can travel in the taxi now. Again, you can uncheck that thing and you won't be able to do that if you want a pure vanilla experience. So that's basically it. As I said, the foundation for transportation and for everything else is set. Next thing, skirmish is now completely separate and completely virtual. So as you can see, I have these agents here. Skirmish will no longer affect them. Like, I have these agents in Megapol armor with default equipment, and I have this equipment at the base. And when I enter skirmish, like let's say base defense, it will give me another set of agents with different equipment, and this will not at all affect the default game. Even the relationship, like if you attack an organization, everything is restored, even the relationships. So as you can see, I exited skirmish and there's nothing changed. No extra loot on the base, no extra soldiers, it all just vanishes. So now the skirmish is completely separate and you can use it like a holodeck of sorts, like a mode where you can test basically whatever you want. So let's restart for the next feature. Next feature is, let me demonstrate. I'm using the debug hotkey to see where the aliens are. Okay, let's send some people in the biotransport to kick their asses. All right. Okay, so let's attack the aliens. Let's stun the aliens and kill some aliens. Yes, I have a stun grenade here. So let's go stun some of them. Like where are they? Oh, here's an anthropod. Let's stun this anthropod. As I learned recently, anthropods are quite resistant to gas. It's actually 60% only damage. Only 60% damage is dealt by the gas to the anthropod. And since the gas grenade is 80 and anthropod has 80 health, it has to basically make a very high roll to deal enough damage to stun him in one hit. So he may survive. Oh, god damn it! I thought he would not survive 2 of them. Anyways, it's easy to stun him now by just dealing some damage to him. Okay, he's dead. Now let's kill this brain sucker. Hey, you brain sucker. Kill the brain sucker. Okay. Now when we finish the game, I mean when we finish the mission. Alright. come on. Yeah, everybody is unconscious. As you can see, we have live aliens captured, equipment captured. Basically, everything works properly now. We get loot for the combat missions, we get aliens for the combat missions, and we can properly, let's fast forward the time, we can properly earn loot, we can research loot. So as you can see, we have this brainsucker launcher we extracted from the mission. I mean, like, this soldier is just a debug soldier I created to test the game, so this shouldn't be in the game. But the soldier, from the mission, we recovered one brainsucker launcher and several brainsucker pods. And the brainsucker pods are in the containment as usual, and the alien artifact, the brainsucker launcher, is here. And if we go to the base now, let's go to the base. No, not here. You can see that we can research them now. So, as you can see, we have the pods, the autopsy, and the entropod here. So we killed one brainsucker, we captured live entropod, and we... okay, I'll fix this small bug. Okay, we're back. Small bug, it's fixed now. So let's demonstrate, let's make another mission. Get some agents in on the Biotrons. Let's go kick some serious ass. I think this is it, yes? Okay, yes, this is the Temple of Sirius. So here we are. Let's kill them quickly using cheat codes. What? He survived! Come on! He survived too. Okay, mate. Die, please. That's right. Hostile unit died. Cultist. Okay, let's finish the mission. Everybody is dead. So here we have the equipment captured. And also, since we took the guy who had the brainsucker pod on him, that brainsucker pod went to the alien containment, like as it would if he would pick it up. Same with the starting, like, debug inventory. Anyways, let's show it now. So now you can see we can research the brainsucker pod. Let's do this. Also, like, we got all the loot from the series, like the Cyclones and their weapons, and like this shield and the disruptor weapons are what was on the units. As I said, it was just debug equipment. I will remove it as it's no longer required. Okay, let's skip to the end of the research. Okay, it's researching. As you can see, research complete, brainsucker pods, and now, okay, I'll fix this as well. Basically, it should have spawned the brainsucker, live brainsucker, and then you can research him, and then the brainsucker corpse. And also you can, like, research the physics, and, like, all the items we gathered, like disruptor gun and personal shield. And it's also like showing this light disruptor beam because we have this debug equipment on the vehicles, this set, so it thinks we have recovered the light disruptor beam and lets us research it. But anyways, it's working now, and basically we are getting very close to the game being fully playable. We still have to implement, like, purchase and transfer and hiring, and the alien dimension, and so that the UFOs come from the alien dimension properly. And also these research, like, what the hell is going on? Why is it red? Okay, I'll fix that too. Yeah, so these research requirements for the items which don't require actual items or research topics but unlocks, like the alien buildings and like the UFOs. But we are getting very close, and soon we can actually play the game like it's supposed to be played. And that's really great. Okay, that should be it for this update. One last thing is, if you want to contribute to the project, but you can't code, like you don't want to program, or you don't know how to contribute, please go to our website, our forum, OpenApoc.org. I'll show it right here. Yes, so please go to our forum. On the forum you will find the data subforum, and there please read the top post and check the tasks below. Basically you can help us by just playing the original game, the vanilla. Just play vanilla and just help us figure out all the things we don't yet know how to implement, like all the tasks which are not implemented or complete. Please check them out, and if you can contribute, please help us by contributing, and this will help us implement the game faster. Like, for example, currently what we need most is the unit behavior, and like we also need all these simple tasks which you can also like do if you can't figure out how to do the complex ones. Anyways, any little helps. If you can help us even a little bit, it's really awesome. So please go check it out. Like, check what you can figure out and help us to understand how to implement it, and that would be really great. Like, for example, if you can just calculate how much fall damage is dealt to the player, like how many points of damage player receives on falling or from having something fall on him, that would be great. Okay, anyways, that's it for this update. As usual, go to AppWare, download it, please play the update, and basically help us by finding the bugs, and go to the forums if you're willing to contribute that way. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.